Oh, hello and welcome to basically a walk with Wraggy, because I do this when I get here in the mornings. I can at the Callum side, I can't at Cockcliffe, because at the Cockcliffe side the internet's absolutely dire in the middle of the countryside, although technically we are in the middle of the countryside here. So today a walk with Wraggy, and is my topic for this, as well as showing you around as well, and my kitchen garden. If anything, this crazy bloody weather this year's done, it's certainly making some stuff grow. Although my stuff in the greenhouse is doing absolutely royally nothing. I'm sure the compost is crap. Butternuts and pumpkins and that, rhubarb, mint over there, mint in loads of beds, potatoes in loads of beds, potatoes flowering there, so they won't be long before they're ready for harvesting. Raspberries here, there's chives over there, there's lemon balm, and there's weeds, of course. There's always bloody weeds, there's always weeds. But yeah, this is the expansion. So last year, basically, it was that lot there, and then this winter, I bloody expanded it. So I put all these in, and a border bed, all made from pallets, composted. Everything's recyclable apart from the nails that I use for obvious reasons. So the reason for this little walk round, you can see me now, is there a red line with beer prices? I think I've hit that red line, and I looked at the beer list for Nottingham Craft Beer Festival last night, and like £6.50, £7. Bloody hell, that's fucking stonking old. £7.50, fucking hell. That's some big mole hole. £7.50 a third. And it's like, Jesus Christ. That is a lot of money for a third. And this is my secret garden, by the way. None of this was a lawn. All this, when I first came here 4 years ago, you couldn't even see the pond that's there. All of this was just brambles. Like I say, you couldn't see the pond. And I've put a lawn in now. I've put flowers all the way around the pond and all the way around the perimeter to separate this from what is a woodland over here. And the biggest bloody molehill I've ever seen. Right in the middle of my lawn, the absolute saucer. Soil looks nice though. Look at that. That is a stonking molehill. Only mowed it yesterday as well. Just waited for a day when I mowed it. Yeah. Regarding pricing, I just looked at the beer prices. Like I say, for the Nottingham Craft Beer Festival, this is my Wraggy's Woodland Walk. It's all good, isn't it? Yeah, it's predominantly in pistouts and tippers that are the big prices. And it looks like the government basically won the game. And this is what they want. You know, I don't blame the breweries, because the pricing's interesting. The pricing has been interesting. So, when you look at cans in shops, it is interesting with regards to cans of empty stouts, where similar sort of breweries with their pedigree and what they are and where they're from and what they're using, and the ABV. One can be like a tenner and one can be 7. And it's like, how does that work out then? But this time I looked at the pricing, and at a beer festival, they're going to give 25% go straight to the beer festival people who run the beer festival, which is better than paying 1,500 quid for a stall before, and that's before you've even made a cent. So that's how Robin Hood Beer Festival works. They pay a silly price, and that's before they've even birdies. That's before they've even made any money. Whereas 25%, so the more they bring their A game, the more they're going to make. So it pays to be decent with what you sell and bring plenty of beer. So sell a load, make a good profit, they make profit, you make profit. I get that, I do get it all. But the pricing, you know, so it's not me slagging off the breweries, because some dickhead will come out with that, and I'm not. But for me, my red line is vastly coming, and I love an Imperial Stout, but at £7.50, this is my little walkway here. It's a walkway to nowhere, serves absolutely no purpose, but it was there years ago before they changed this and put a new shrubbery in. So it's got loads of flowers though, so that's all good news. But yeah, I looked at the prices and it's like, oh dear, and the government are winning. They've won because it forces people to drink the lower ABV stuff that's not as silly priced, and that's why they put that flipping duty on beers, you know, above a certain ABV to try and get people to stop drinking the big ABVs. And in that respect now, certainly from a beer festival thing, for me, they've won their game there, because I'm a big Impy Stout drinker, as people well know, all over as well, I know myself. And I do think that it's going to be a struggle in the future, you know, at beer festivals, if this is how they're going to price it. Look at them. So these are 2 beds I redid last winter, and they've had several different things in over the years. Predominantly this year it's yellow Rebecca's with Euchre underneath, and probably other bits and bobs actually, because I need to weed it and get rid of the other seeds. But 2 beds, should be a glorious display of yellow. Plus they got the Ciceringiums all the way around. So good fun. But yeah, I just feel that, like I say, that red line is approaching, and it's going to be tough for the beer industry, because if you brew something like an Impy Stout and go above a certain ABV, the ingredients to brew it, all grain, it's not blooming cheap. That's another reason for me not doing an all grain stout at the moment, because like, I'm paying 50 quid, and that's before I've even bloody got any beer out of the game, and that's before I've brewed it and knackered it up like I normally do. But yeah, it's an interesting. Is more beds of mine. Not that you can see because of the light, but yeah, behind me. And again, I don't know if you can see because of the light. Down here, all the way to the road on the A617, 250 foot long bed that I put in. Dug it out, planted it all up. A couple of times I planted it because the fuchsias and forsythias did not work properly. So I've had to plant other plants to go with them, so that it all holds the moisture. Plants work together to grab the moisture away from the trees, because the trees are greedy buggers. And although this year moisture is on a level that we've never seen, and I think it's going to be the wettest and coolest summer going. We're in for a miserable bleeding summer. I mean, there are going to be spells of nice sun. It ain't going to be like a COVID year where we had like 3 months of glorious sunshine, and it was nice. So that's my walk with Wraggy. I've had a good walk around, seen what the place is, and there's no dead bodies around. You never know. I worked on the Arboretum for 22 years, but I've discovered dead bodies. Thankfully, I've never discovered anybody hanging from a tree, because that would be fucking horrific. You know, there's limits in this life that I want to see. But yeah, what is your red line? What is your red line? And for those who watch it all the way to the end, do you blame the government, or do you put some of the blame at the breweries? You know, breweries are struggling, so I don't blame the breweries, but you look at pricing amongst You got to look at pricing amongst. You can't put the big ones, the mega breweries, into the equation, because they can brew beer and buy ingredients at a price that the little brewers can't, and they don't get the tax backing that the other people do. It's all good, interesting fun. Anyway, cheers. That offers to some work.